4 pillars to crack daily bias in less than 5 minutes per day, right? So quickly, we're going to go over the learning objectives. So developing a 4-step framework to getting the daily bias right with as little screen time as possible, right? That's what you need to do. It takes me 5 minutes a day to find my daily bias, right? Understand how to use the power of 3 indicator, right, to position yourself in the markets, and master the fib tool to determine whether you're in premium or discount. So the only thing we haven't been through is this over here, right? We haven't been through the power of 3. So we're going to quickly understand how this power of 3 actually works. And so if we just take a look at the ES short that I took, right? Now, one thing to understand is most traders should understand how a weekly candle forms, right? Every trader should understand how a weekly candle forms. So if we are looking to short, right? If we are looking to short of one of these absorption levels, right? Let's say price comes in, tags into our zone, and we're looking to short. Now, this is what's interesting. Can we all see this? This is the weekly candle, right? This here is the weekly candle. So this is the weekly opening price right here. Now, for those who don't understand how a wick works or how a weekly wick forms, if we're entering here when the wick is this big and we're looking to go short, right? We're looking to go short. Can you see how the wick increases in value, right? Increases in size. So the wick at 2 is greater than the wick at 1. And so the whole point here is to really understand you want to be positioning yourself inside of a higher time frame wick, right? So having key levels is good, having structure is good, having premium and discount is good, but you need to put it into a system so it actually works for you in the long term, right? Here is your basic system. And so when we go back now to the learning objectives, right? So develop that 4-step process using the 15-minute power hour strategy, understanding how the power of 3 works, and then mastering the fib tool, which is basically the premium and discount. So mastering daily direction comes down to a repeatable process and nothing else. So if you lack a repeatable process, I want you to basically invest in downloading this. So I'm going to put a link in the comments. Feel free to download this, right? So structure, dealing range, PD arrays, absorption level, and then go short, right? Same vice versa for a long. So taking trades like this, again, you can see the weekly candle being big, the wick being small, and then the wick getting bigger. So your job as a trader is to position yourself inside of a higher time frame wick so that you can catch this expansion or these expansions. Right, so again, basic questions that I ask myself going into the markets, because I'm not looking for a trade. I'm looking to read the stories and the clues that the market gives me. So basic questions I like to ask myself, right? Where is price relative to the weekly opening price? So if I wanted to go short at this level or this level, we are above the weekly opening price. Hopefully traders can see this, right? If we're looking to go short here, we want to be shorting in what we call a bullish weekly candle. Because when we short in a bullish weekly candle, yes, in premium, yes, with the correct levels, we end up getting the result we want. And so the result that we want comes down to positioning of the weekly candle, right? That's the first thing. Is price above or below the 50% of the range? And so 50% of the range just comes down to what we discussed over here. So what we can see here from a structural perspective,